Hello and welcome to this video series on HTML for beginners. In this video, we'll be showing you a few different ways to show the background of your web pages. And as far as I know, there are only 4 ways that we can have the background of your web pages being shown off. One, the easiest basically, is to do nothing. Just leave it plain white. But where's the fun at it in having a plain old white background? Now, number 2, we can just change the color of the background. Again, it's ranking right up there in the realms of being pretty easy to do this. And again, we're going to go over all the details on these here in just a sec. The next one would be adding an image to the background. And there's a couple of ways we can do this too, not so much just adding an image, but once we've added the image, we can either have the image remain stationary in one place as the rest of the web page scrolls, if it's long enough to scroll, or we can have the image scroll along with the web page. And the other idea is to add what they call an edge to the background. Now this is similar to adding an image, but the edge is usually on just one side of the web page. For example, let's say if you've got a visitor to your web page, has a monitor of 800 pixels wide, which is kind of sort of basically what it is, 800 by 600, and the web page is say 600 pixels wide and it's centered. Well, the image will take up 100 on the left and 100 on the right, and the edge will just say be 100 on the left, and then there's just going to be white on the right hand side. Well, you'll see what I mean whenever we get to that. Now let's go ahead then and get the ball rolling and open up our web pages that we've been working on in the previous videos, and let's start messing around with our backgrounds. Now what I thought would be a great idea would be to go ahead and have a separate web page for each one of the backgrounds we're going to be creating here, so you can more easily look back on them in the future to use them as a guide or a reference point to kind of remind you how you created this particular background or added that particular background to this particular page. So with that in mind, let's go ahead and open up our folder and add 3 more pages here, basically just copying and pasting this 3 more times. So we have one for the plain Jane white, we got one for the color, we got one for the image, and we got one for the edge. So I'm just going to right click and then left click on copy, then right click and paste, right click and paste, right click and paste. Now in this one here we're going to just leave alone, and because that will represent our white, our plain as it is straight out of the box web page. This one we're going to change to color and just select it, then right click, come down here to rename and then left click on that, and then I'm just going to highlight that part, delete it so that it's just like this one here, except here at the end I'm going to put an underscore, which is the shift key and the minus key. Let me show you which one I'm talking about here. On our keyboard, it's this guy right here. If you just hold your shift key down here or here and then click on that, that's going to give you an underscore just like here. I got to reselect that, and then we're just going to type in color. Now I'm going to go ahead and do the other 2 here real quick. I'll be right back. And GE. Okay, so now that I've got one for the color, got one for the image, and got one for the edge style background. Now then let's go ahead and open this one up here. Right click and open with Firefox. And yippee, yay, this is our home page, or I'm sorry, the first page, the plain one, that's what I'm trying to say. And since we're dealing with colors, I wanted to point out a web page or website that would definitely come in real handy. If you typed in HTML colors into your Google search, this one would be one of the first ones that come up. Actually, anything that you refer to or are searching for using Google that is referring to HTML coding, colors, text, fonts, whatever, and if you see a result come up with this in the name, W3 Schools, check it out, because this is an awesome resource for anything HTML. I mean, you can just see over here, they're all very good. Actually, W3 Schools is pretty good for anything relating to the internet, the web page, whether it's HTML, PHP, blah, 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 blah. Check it out when you get a chance to, and have some time on your hands, because you're going to get into this really quick. But I'm going to get back to this here in just a second when we get to our colors, because if you scroll down the page here a little bit, you'll see a whole mess of different colors. And what are these numbers off to the side here? Well, I'll get to that in just a sec. This is the first page, and we're going to leave that one alone. That's our white one. I'm going to put the other three right next to it here on the right. So let's get on back to our folder, and right-click, open with front page, bada bing, bada boom. Now this is again plain Jane, but we're going to go ahead and change this by opening it up with our notepad so we can edit it. Open with Notepad. Here we go. Well, yeah, that's all that meta stuff we had in our prior video, so I'll just leave that alone for now. So all we're going to be dealing with right now is this first body tag, the opening body tag. Just click in here between the Y and that ending angle bracket, and then hit your space bar and type in BG for background, I would imagine.
To watch the next part of this video, go to theaudiobook.wholesaler.com. You'll find the videos under the training videos link. This is just one of several series available in our free video section.